Hello and welcome everybody for this virtual Study Information Day. My name is Michael Granitzer. I have the chair of data science here at the University of Passau at the Faculty of Computer Science and Mathematics, and I have the honor to introduce to you one of our study programs, namely the Master in Computer Science. And on the first slide here you see already our faculty building here, that's the Faculty of Computer Science and Mathematics. And you already see the wonderful campus here in Passau. And my job will be now, in the next few minutes, to introduce what you can learn here in the subject of computer science. So I want to talk in the beginning briefly about the focus of the program, so that I want to motivate what you can learn in computer science, what you can study here with us. And I will also give you a little bit of an appetizer why you should come to us. Then, of course, one part of that is career prospects, which I will briefly outline after that to give you an idea of what you can do after you have been in Passau and after you successfully completed our study program. And then, if you're still with me, hopefully, I will have a description of the program in a bit more detail, also including the requirements, so what is needed that you can start the studying, and then also how you can apply. So, computer science. I think everybody heard nowadays of computer science, but that was not always the case. Computer science is a very young discipline, and you see here an old image of how computer science looked like a few decades ago, where we had big machines that are somewhere in the dark room and where people plugged cords into it. But nowadays, as you all know, computer science changed. Computer science has evolved in a field that influences large parts or most parts of society, and which has entered the lives of many or nearly all people on that planet. But computer science is not only about building those systems. It questions how does it work that we can compute with data and information. And it's not only the how that is important, but also the why. Why does it work that we can formalize an algorithm and the algorithm gets executed? And also, why does it work in a certain amount of time? Why can we compute efficiently, and what can be computed efficiently? And of course, it's not only those questions at the core of computer science, but also the question how to build such systems. How to build systems like the World Wide Web. Or how to build systems that make it able for me now to speak to you, although we are not physically in the same room. The core of computer science is, of course, algorithms and math. So these are the foundations that are necessary to formalize how to compute with data, and also, of course, to know the limits and the boundaries, at least on the theoretical side, on what is possible with computations. Beyond the foundations, the theoretical foundations, there's also, of course, the questions on how can we create such systems? How can we program computers? And how can we develop software in a way that it fulfills our needs and requirements? And that's a second big part that brings the theoretical foundations into practice. Now we have one system that allows us to do certain things automatically. And now the next question arises, how can we connect those different systems? In particular, in information and communication technologies, how to connect individual devices like your smartphone with computers, that it leads to a network like the World Wide Web that spans the whole planet, where people can easily connect and interact with each other in the blink of an eye, although they are physically thousands of kilometers apart. Of course, with the development of such technologies, there also comes a risk, especially if the technology enters large parts of lives of people. So we have to consider security and safety of those systems, and we have to make them reliable. So because we rely on them, and so we aim to make them reliable. And finally, of course, it's not about computer science, not only about shifting around bits and bytes, shifting around data, but also, especially in the recent decade, about extending the capabilities of those systems towards more automated decision making, more smart, more intelligent decision making. And these are extended capabilities that those machines or systems learn, going up to being artificially intelligent, whatever that means exactly. And you see here the fields that respond: the foundation, the software development here, the information and communication technologies here, IT security here, and intelligent technical systems. And these are, so to say, the core domains of the computer science program here at the Faculty of Computer Science and Mathematics in Passau. And this is what we can offer to you, that you learn about these different areas. The program is oriented not only for scientists, so that you can, after the program, conduct a career in science, but also, of course, for industry. Beyond these topical areas, we can offer you a broad, international, very relevant selection of modules that you can take. And since we are also a smaller faculty and a smaller university, you will be more tightly integrated with the staff here at the faculty, and this will allow you to conduct cutting-edge research projects also at the different chairs at the faculty, where you may have the opportunity during your study time to already contribute to science by having a publication or something like that. We also have excellent enterprise relations in the region and also beyond. As you know, Bavaria is a booming industrial region, and the university and the faculty holds close ties to those enterprises. Also, we have very numerous partnerships with universities worldwide, so to enable our students also to have an outgoing semester and to study at one of those partnership universities. Particularly, we are proud about our double degree programs, especially with INSA Lyon, with NC Paris Evry, the Subcom in Tunisia, and HSE in Moscow, which are highly renowned partner universities and which agreed to conduct a double degree with us. That means you are enrolled basically in both universities, and then you're doing a part of the study here, and then you go to the partner university to parts of the study there, and you will be awarded with a double degree, meaning an award from that university, from the partner university, for example INSA Lyon, or from University of Passau. And that's a nice opportunity to combine international experience with a very in-depth study program, and also to extend beyond the modules that we are offering here in Passau. Of course, one question is, what do you gain when you finish the study? And of course, I think you already know that computer science has very good career perspectives. After completing the study program, you have those career perspectives in academia. So our study program enables you not only formally, but also from the skills you develop, from the competences you develop, that you can pursue a PhD. And maybe you're going beyond that. Maybe in a few years you're standing in front of a camera and try to motivate students, young people, to engage in computer science as a subject because you're a professor at some other university. Of course, our computer program also enables you to go into industry, having high renowned jobs of the very many that are there. And computer science, as you know, has currently one of the highest demand qualification programs, and it enters up in a very different number of jobs, for example, software engineer, but also if you're more on the data side, data scientist or a data engineer. If you're more on the system side, to maintaining and administrating systems like DevOps. Or if you're more in the security domain, you can become a IT security specialist, or also more in the management level, you could be a chief digital officer, product manager, data consultant, and whatsoever. So there's a broad range of possible career routes you can take after completing the study here. Also, of course, in very different sectors like IT, finance, industry, pharma, mobility, media. So after the study, usually everything is at your disposal, and current predictions on the job growth rate shows that computer science job growth increases 30 to 40% per year currently, which means there is an ongoing demand, not only here in Bavaria and Germany, but also worldwide for highly skilled and highly trained people. Now, if you're still with me, let's take a little bit of a more detailed look in how the curriculum exactly looks like. So we have a program that goes over 4 semesters, so 2 years, and you have to complete in total 120 ECTS points, and approximately that's then 30 ECTS per semester that is expected. Within our study program, you can put together your individual curriculum. So we offer a set of modules, and we provide a general structure based on so-called focus areas, and we also have one general area which connects to other discipline. And within those focus areas, you can choose your individual modules, and therefore you can also choose your specialization. So these 5 focus area are information and communication systems, that's IT security and reliability. Then we have algorithms and mathematical modeling. We have programming and software systems, and then we have intelligent and technical systems. And that is briefly from my first or third slide, where I showed you their connections or how they look like. So you have to choose one of these 5 areas as your focus area, which means you have to fulfill or to gain 40 ECTS points in this focus area. But of course you can also choose from the other areas, but then to a lesser degree. There is also a mandatory part, that is that you have, of course, to write a master thesis, plus you have to present this master thesis, and the master thesis itself and the presentation is 30 ECTS, so that means basically in the last semester you will usually focus solely on this master thesis, and this will also develop not only your topical skills in the chosen focus area, but also your skills to work in a scientific manner. In order to prepare you for that, there's another mandatory course here listed down there. That's the research seminar with 5 ECTS, where you have to do a seminar. That means you have to read research publications, research literature, you have to work maybe on a little research project, and then summarize your finding and create a mini thesis or one research paper that is then handed in the seminar. So overall, the curriculum is very flexible, and it's up to you how you want or where you want to specialize and how to select the curriculum. What are the requirements for starting your study with us? First, there are the language requirements. The study program is in English with partial lectures in German, but you can fully complete the study program in English. This also, of course, requires English language skills at the level of B2. According to the CAFR reference, and that translates to a number of tests like the TOEFL test or the IELTS test or the Cambridge English Language Assessment at certain levels. Yeah, you can read them here. I don't read them out loud. Of course, you can also have a first degree completed entirely in English, and that also entitles you, in terms of the language requirements, to come here and study with us. Beyond English, of course, it's also required that you have German language skills at a very low level. That's A1, that's an entry level. And that is more or less important to have for living here, for being in the region, and you have to interact with people. You also have to interact with the administrative part of the university. So there is a certain level of German skill required. However, you do not need to possess those skills at the time of the enrollment. There will be a compulsory German course which you have to complete during the first year of your study, and then you have to show that that you achieved this A1 language level. So these are the language requirements. Then what are the formal requirements from the subject field? You should have a first undergraduate university degree in computer science or a related discipline to computer science. We require that you have at least 110 ECTS points, so basically nearly 3 years worth of academic study earned in this first degree in computer science, so that you can start with us here. For graduate programs which are not 3 years, but which are 4 years and which are non-ECTS degrees, then these 110 ECTS credit requirements will be accounted approximately as if it would be in a third 3 years undergraduate study. Also, there's a grade requirement, that's a final grade of 2.7 or better, according to our German marking system. And there are kind of equations that can translate international grades into this 2.7, but that is then something that needs to be checked formally. Also important is that you already have an experience in scientific working and writing. That is usually achieved by conducting or doing a bachelor thesis. That means you're writing a document about your bachelor work. Or you can also have already a pre-experience with seminars or other kinds of publications, which is important so that you can have the necessary language and communication skills for the program. Yeah, I hope you are a bit motivated for coming to us and studying computer science here in Passau. And if you also see that you are entitled because you think that the formal requirements are met by your previous program, then of course the last question is how to apply. First, of course, there are application deadlines. Usually the application deadlines are 31st May for winter semesters. That means the semester that started in October, or 15th of December for summer semesters, where the semester usually starts in April, so after Easter. The question is then how to apply. You can apply directly at the university. That means no fees. If you have a first degree and coming from the following countries here, I don't read them out loud, but it's mostly the European region, also including Russia. Or if you're not coming from one of those countries, you can apply through Uni-Assist. That's a German-wide portal to apply not only here for Passau, but for other universities in Germany too, although there is a small fee to pay for their service. I hope you got a very nice overview, a good overview about our study program, and I hope I could motivate you a bit, on the one hand, for the subject of computer science, which I find is a very interesting and very important one for the future, but also more for studying here in Passau in a nice campus, in a nice university with very nice and flexible curriculum, so that you can develop your interests and your specialities and develop your career. And yeah. If you need more information, then there is a website available in German and English, of course, for studying here Master in Computer Science. The website's URL is listed here. And of course, there you can also find contact details for engaging with the faculty and asking questions that have not been clarified or during that talk. So thank you very much for your attention, and I hope to see you here in the university in one of my courses, and all the best and good luck to you.